Hello friends, Happy New Year 2022. I am Prof. Negi, the author of the book Publicly Speak Ecology to Move, and I am an English professor. I welcome you to my channel Environment and Public Speaking, and today our topic is COP26, seeing light at the end of the tunnel. Friends, you will ask me, what is COP26? COP26 means it is the 26th Conference of Parties. Put simply, it is the UN Climate Summit. It was held in Glasgow, Scotland, England from 31st October 2021 to 13th November 2021. Why did the leaders of different countries of the world sat in Glasgow in this meeting? They sat in that meeting to discuss global warming, climate change. And climate change and global warming has become a most difficult situation for the people of the world. If there will be global warming and if there will be climate change, then there will be hurricanes, there will be wildfires, there will be floods, and there will be the rising of the sea. So many things. Recently, in America, a few days ago, as you know, there was a tornado, and that tornado swept the 7 states of America, and it was an unprecedented tornado. And a few months ago, there was a devastating flood in China. It was an unprecedented flood too. Such a flood was not seen in the history of China during the last 1,000 years. So the leaders sat in Glasgow to discuss climate change, global warming, and global warming occurs, as you all know, when more and more of CO2 is emitted into the atmosphere. So, did the leaders succeed in that meeting in Glasgow? No. In that meeting, all the CEOs of fossil fuel companies came and they dominated the meeting. All the great leaders of the world, they sent their fossil fuels to CEOs tacitly, and the CEOs declared that there should be fossil fuel burning still there should be. And China, India and Australia told that we won't stop fossil fuel burning till 2030, and we will go on doing deforestation till 2030. And that will certainly increase global warming, and that will certainly make the climate crisis more grievous, and the people of the world will face a lot of trouble by that. So now, to make this idea clear, let me give you some examples. On November 29th, in Bokaro, Jharkhand, India, a coal mine collapsed. 4 laborers were trapped in that coal mine. They could not come out of it. They felt nervous at first, but then they remembered their families, near and dear. They gathered courage. And at that time, a breath of air came from outside into the mines through some of the holes. they went on digging in that direction. Now that they got courage, remembering their family members, and digging their tunnel out of the coal mine for 65 hours, they could come to the foreground, and it was an amazing incident. So this tunnel is a very important thing, and we must think of tunnels in order to get out of the difficult situation that we are put in the present day. A tunnel is an underground passage. We can say that it is a special path out of a difficult situation. This idea of the tunnel, so far as global warming is concerned, came to my mind when I was watching a classic Hindi movie called Mangala, 1951. In Mangala, there was a prince in a kingdom. He wanted to take advantage of all the young girls of his kingdom. He was a loafer type prince. One day, that prince met a beautiful, courageous, intelligent farmer's daughter. He wanted to take advantage of her, but Mangala told, when the prince wanted to catch hold of him forcibly, Mangala told, "You can't take advantage of me. I am a girl of character. No person can take advantage of me unless that person marries me." That was what Mangala told. Then the young prince, who was very aggressive in her nature, he said, "I am taking a vow. I am also a challenging sort of person. I shall take advantage of you. I shall forcefully marry you. Send a proposal to your house and marry you. I shall take advantage of you. And I shall marry you. That is my vow. That is how I will take up your challenge." Then Mangala told, "No." Mangala also took up the challenge. Mangala told, he told, the prince told that I shall punish you by putting you in a different place. I won't have physical union with you. Then Mangala told, "All right, you will certainly have a son through me if you marry me. I take that vow. And that son will dominate you. That son will arrest you, imprison you, and that son will become the king of the country." Then the prince sent a proposal, married Mangala forcefully. The prince put Mangala in an old palace 5 kilometers away, alone, surrounded by his guards. Mangala felt very sorry because the prince is not coming to her. But she found a little hole somewhere in the palace, and so coming out of it, and she found that it was a tunnel. She had a nice idea. So now she doesn't become discouraged. With the help of her father, she reconstructs the canal and go to the house secretly. There, she becomes the younger daughter of a dance master, learns dancing, and she comes to the palace to give a dance performance. The prince is very happy with the dancer. She falls in love with the dancer. The king will not fall in love with a disciplined housewife, but she would like an artistic dancer, a romantic dancer. And Mangala has a son through the prince. And the situation comes to such a pass that the young prince, when he becomes 21, he arrests his father, and he becomes the king. And the king is now reconciled with Mangala. That's the apology of Mangala. That is the story. And another tunnel of which we know is found in Mark Twain, the great American novelist, his novel Tom Sawyer. Tom and Becky goes into a cave during a picnic party. They are lost in the cave. Other friends of Tom and Becky returned home, but they found that Tom and Becky had not come. They sent this rescue party. The rescue party could not rescue them because it was a vast cave. But after 3 to 4 days, it is seen that Tom and Becky has come out of the cave. How could he come out of the cave? He came out of the cave because he was a naughty boy, an exploring type of boy. He was an intelligent boy. He took his kite strings in a pocket. He took pen knives. He explored the whole cave, found a route at the back of the cave, which opened in the bank of river Mississippi. So that is the story. So we must think of tunnel. Tunnel is a very good image. And if you think of a tunnel, we will become innovative. We can find new paths. But the thing is that you have to get the meaning of the tunnel. What does that tunnel stand for? To me, tunnel stands for environmental democracy. To some of you, it must stand for the UNO becoming very powerful and controlling the whole water bodies, oceans and air of the world so that environment can be protected. And to another of my friend who is listening to the talk, he may say that tunnel means that everyone should do whatever possible for the good of environment, and if everyone will become conscious, the environment, the whole world will change and there will not be global warming. Then friends, I will say that environment democracy is a better one. If you say other options are better one, you send your opinions to me in the comment section. But let me try to explain to you what is environmental democracy. Environmental democracy means all the unemployed youths, educated youths, they should read their environmental studies books again. They will collect different good environmental points from newspapers, from social media posts, and they will then join different political parties from time to time. They will open different wings in political parties. They will sit down. All the wings of all the parties will come together, all the organizations will come together, and they will improve their expression skill, knowledge, and they can control their own organizations. If all the environmental wings of all the political parties will become one, they can control any government in the world. But they should have one point in their agenda. They should try to create 1 billion jobs, green jobs, and they will be employed in that job creation, and they will employ others. So what is the nature of the environment democrats? You will ask the question. The greatest quality of the environment democrat is that they can understand the situation in a very accurately in an environmental manner. The government are doing a lot of failings in the environmental domain, and they will try to correct them. And in order to make this idea clear, I shall give you 3 examples. The first example is that Elon Musk he's the founder of the Tesla car, battery car. He's telling that by having a lot of battery cars, producing a lot of battery cars, I will clean the environment. There won't be CO2 emissions. But that is not right. That is a wrong concept. Unless the whole world runs 90% with renewable electricity, runs with renewable electricity up to 90%, then all these battery cars are of no use. Suppose you purchase the battery car. The battery has run out, then you will charge it in your house with your electricity. But that electricity comes from a generator some 100 miles away. And that generator is run by coal and diesel. So indirectly, to run your battery car, you are burning coal and diesel. So CO2 emission is there. It is of no use. And my second point is that the leaders in the COP26 meeting declared that will follow the net zero emission concept. That is not a right concept. That is a hypocritical concept. Recently, in Reba, Madhya Pradesh, Modi inaugurated a solar power plant of 750 megawatt. He told that this is equivalent to, this is a tree equivalent of 26 million trees. The inner intention of all political leaders in saying this net zero emission idea is that now that I have built a solar power plant of 750 megawatt, I can cut down 26 million trees. Such a concept is not a right concept. Now there are more than 200 tons of carbon dioxide accumulated in the atmosphere that should not be there. And in order to remove that excesses, you think that it is a dam project. There are 3 gates, we have to open the 3 gates. In the first gate means we will have a lot of renewable electricity. Second gate means we will have a loss of plantation. Third gate means we must have to stop pollution. We have to open the 3 gates in order to remove those 300 tons of CO2 which is in the air. Otherwise, there will be global warming, we cannot stop it. And the third point is that, you see, China did not come to COP26, China's president. But in order to show that I am a very responsible person, after the meeting was over, he talked virtually with the President of America. He told that I am talking of a new idea so far as climate crisis is concerned. I am talking of methane emissions, which no one has talked. No, sir. You must know that you cannot stop methane emission unless you stop CO2 emission. Because when CO2 emission will be there will be global warming. And when the globe will be warming, then it will melt the Arctic. The permafrost will melt. Then methane will come out of the size of Asia. And then methane will come out of. And you cannot stop methane emission unless you stop carbon dioxide emission. So that is not the right idea. And I don't want to take more time of yours. To conclude, I shall tell that David Attenborough is a great environmentalist. He is now 95 years old. He is from Britain. He told that human history shows that human beings have been a great problem solver in the past. But history also says that when they are not united, the problems have multiplied. But if they will be united, the problems will be solved. Environment is not an ordinary crisis, it is a stupendous crisis, enormous crisis, it is a vast crisis. So all the countries of the world, all the leaders of the world, including their opposition leaders, must be united to solve it. And in COP26 there was not a clear roadmap. But we plan, the environment democrats say, that have a clear roadmap. In the first year, and these people will want to meet after 1 year, please show that we have planted 200 billion trees. Now there are 3 trillion trees in the world. We want to make it 5 trillion. If we plant 200 billion each year, after 10 years, the whole figure will become 5 trillion. 1 trillion is equal to 1,000 billion. And every year we must have 1 million megawatt of renewable electricity. So that after 5 years, we'll have 5 million megawatt. Friends, and I think this is the roadmap which we should follow